Hey guys, today it's one of the first collaboration video on the channel and I will share not just my opinion but I also asked a few of my tech YouTube friends to tell me what their best phones for early 2019 is. So let's get started.
Hey, what's up guys, Adam Lobo here and thank you Bharat for inviting me for this collaboration video. And out of many phones that I reviewed in 2018, my current daily driver that I'm using in the beginning of 2019 is this phone, the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Now, as mentioned from the guys from Android Authority, the Note 9 is also for me the best overall Android phone for 2018, and for me is simply because of these amazing reasons. Firstly is what comes inside of the box. Now, one thing that Samsung is really good for, especially when it comes to flagship devices until today, is to give you every single thing that you need or even more included inside of the box, like the fast charging adapter, the earphones, even some of the OTG converters as well. Now, the second reason is of course the amazing specs which comes together with the Samsung Galaxy Note 9, where it has a high-end Exynos processor, a 4000 milliamps of battery which does last me the whole entire day, 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage for the variant that I have personally choose. Well, there is of course the higher RAM and also the storage option, but I feel that this is way much enough for me, even with the micro SD card slot expansion. And the third reason is of course the hardware. Now, the phone is still one of the most solid phones that I've tested in 2018. It has a really nice weight to it and of course just the right size for me personally, where it truly feels like a premium flagship phone. And since I love white, I used the original Samsung white silicone case just to protect the phone from scratches and also damages without sacrificing the form factor and the sleekness of the phone. Next obviously would be the amazing display for the phone. Now, this truly sets the phone apart from other phones as I've tested, and the display on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 is just... as it has a really nice, vibrant and bright 6.4-inch Super AMOLED display, where in my opinion is still the best display on any smartphone. And as for the fifth reason is the phone's camera. Now, as for the phone's hardware, the phone's video and picture taking capabilities is really good, and since I also have installed the Google Camera app which is working perfectly on the Note 9, to combine the amazing hardware specs of the phone, I have the best of two worlds of having the best camera hardware and of course the best camera software within the phone. And last but certainly not least, which totally separates this phone compared to any other phones out there, is the newly developed S Pen. Now, although I have to admit that I hardly used the S Pen for my previous Note 2 or even the Note 4, but this time around I'm using the S Pen even more for features like Smart Select, where if there is a website or even social media page, which by default you can't copy, I can now by just selecting the space that I like to copy and extract the text. And of course, since the S Pen has a low Bluetooth energy, I can use the S Pen as a remote and I can do shots like this, and this on my own. So yes, this is my current daily driver, and once again thank you Bharat for inviting me for this collaboration, and don't forget to subscribe to his channel if you haven't done so, and also my channel too. This is Adam Lobo and I'll catch you guys really soon.
Hey, what's up guys, this is Adi here and thanks to Bharat for inviting me in this awesome collab. So my current daily driver is OnePlus 5 and I've been using it since July 2017. I love it because of its lengthy battery life, blazing fast performance, beautiful design, and of course the dash charging. Like seriously, all I do on my phone is checking emails, reading ebooks, watching YouTube videos and using multiple apps at the same time. And I charge my device only once, of course, in a day, and even that takes only around 1.5 hours. So for me, there wasn't any great reasons other than storage issues to go for OnePlus 6. And I'll most likely pick the upcoming OnePlus if it's good enough and not that expensive as the 60. Otherwise, so far, this thing is so good. So that's it from my side, and do subscribe to Bharat. Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Suraj. I run a YouTube channel by the name Tech Devoted, and I want to thank Bharat for inviting me to be part of this collaboration. So my current daily driver smartphone is the Poco F1, and honestly, I've been really liking this device. I've been using it since the day it came out, and I don't really think I'm going to be switching to a different phone anytime soon, unless, Google or some other OEM wants to send me the flagship. No, but seriously, even though I am a huge tech nerd and love having access to the latest and greatest, these days all I really look for in a smartphone is three things. It just boils down to three main things for me. A, respectable battery life. B, decent camera. And C, a not so absurd price tag. So the camera on the Poco F1, it's obviously not the best camera out there. It's not pixel good, but it is still really good in my opinion. And this is especially visible when you pair it with Lightroom and shoot on RAW. Honestly, some of the best shots that I've taken have come out of this phone. Speaking of battery life, this thing almost gets me through a day, every single day. I've been using it since the day it came out, so it's pretty awesome that it still holds up. I'm talking anywhere between 5 and even sometimes 7 hours of screen on time on moderate usage. And finally, the price tag, which is surprisingly a huge factor for me when I'm considering a phone these days, mainly for two reasons. One, smartphone tech is always improving. Budget phones are getting really good, so I don't really see the point of investing a whole lot in a phone. And two, even if this thing breaks or shatters, which trust me happens a lot with my phones, it won't really affect, or it won't really be as big a hit to my wallet as some other flagship devices. So obviously the Poco F1 I think is very reasonably priced. In fact, the price has gone down even more, and you can buy one, or you can pick up the same variant that I have, the base variant, for 20,000 rupees, which is in my opinion a steal. Although I would recommend getting at least the mid-tier variant, because honestly I'm running out of storage on this 64GB version, and that is literally my only regret with this device. So yeah, that is about my daily driver. Over to the next person.
My best smartphone going into 2019 would be the OnePlus 6T, and here is why. Firstly, it's the Oxygen OS. This is for me the best feature of OnePlus phones. The Oxygen OS is by far the snappiest OS, even better than stock Android on Google phones, with all the tweaks like navigation gestures, which is really cool. And it was such an easy switch for me that now I don't want the old navigation bar at all. Also, the gaming mode is something that I use so often. This just doesn't help in gaming, but also when you are shooting a long video and don't want to take calls during them. Secondly, it would be the unlocking feature. The combination of the in-display and fingerprint unlock gives you one of the blazing fast and clean experience of unlocking on any phone at the moment. The ultra-fast face unlock is something that I have been using day in and day out. It works amazingly fast. The in-display scanner is also quick, but not as quick as the face unlock. The combination of both gives you the best experience of unlocking a phone. Now, I have a Galaxy S8 as well, and trust me guys, the OnePlus experience is by far the fastest and the best. The third best feature for me is the dash charging and the battery life on this. It has a 3700 mAh battery and does an impressive job of giving you a ridiculous screen on time of 8 hours and more on an average every time. And what more, even if you run out of battery, you can charge back to more than 60% from zero in just 30 minutes of charging. And this is what hooks me to the OnePlus phones since the OnePlus 3. Next, I have a few more features. The awesome Optic AMOLED display with that awesome notch is something that I'm in love with. Apart from this, you also have the latest Snapdragon 845 chipset with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of onboard memory for watching a lot of movies and clicking a whole lot of photos and videos on this phone, coupled with the Adreno 630 GPU for all the gaming that you will need. Finally, the price tag for just $550 or 38,000 rupees. OnePlus phones are the most affordable flagship spec phones, and the 6T has the best value to the specs in my opinion, and all the features. Most important, the software and hardware experience is top notch, and no other phones beats it. So guys, there it is. These are the best phones that some of my YouTuber friends use. Which was your favorite? Tell us in the comment sections below, and also subscribe to their channels. I'll leave the links in the description below, so check that out. And that's it for this video guys. This is Bharat, and peace out.